Today I'm going to be talking about why comparison on social media is harmful. Have you ever been scrolling through social media and suddenly felt like your life just doesn't feel good enough? Maybe you see someone on vacation showing off perfect grades or looking perfect in every photo they're in or they've taken, and it makes you feel insecure about yourself. If that's true, then you're not always alone. Social media is something most of us use every day. While it can be really good way to connect with others, it also has its downsides. For example, one of the highest problems is comparison, and people don't realize that they're constantly comparing themselves online to others, and most of the time it has a negative effect on them. So today, I will be going over it, and I will be explaining why comparing ourselves to others on social media is very harmful to oneself. Specifically, if it makes the situation much worse, it increases anxiety and depression, and it also creates an unrealistic expectations about your life. Like it's not always supposed to be for you, it's mainly for other people, so can't compare yourself to that. So first, social media comparisons lower self-confidence. Let's say somebody has a speech, like right now, and they do really good on it, and then you don't think you're gonna do as good as that person. Then your confidence goes down, and then that's what it makes it everything go bad. When people post online, they usually share only the best parts of their life, their happiest moments, their biggest achievements, or the best looking photos they have. What we don't see are the struggles, the failures, and more exciting life that we are. Over time, constantly seeing these so-called perfect moments can make us feel like we're not always good enough, doing something wrong, or that we're always just gonna be falling behind, even when that's not always the real truth. Not only does comparison affect how we see ourselves, but it also affects our mental health. Studies have also shown that heavy social media use is linked to higher levels of anxiety and especially depression, which can be really harmful. One reason for this is something called FOMO, or the fear of missing out. When we see others hanging out, traveling, or achieving things, we might feel like we're missing opportunities. But this can lead to especially stress, sadness, and sometimes even loneliness. And constantly comparing ourselves to others can create a very negative mindset that is really hard to break, which later on can also affect you and not in the best ways. In addition to harming mental health, social media comparison also creates a lot of unrealistic expectations. Many posts are edited, filtered, or mainly staged. They're set up to put together to look as good as possibly can. Influencers and content creators often present a lifestyle that looks perfect, but it isn't always realistic. These images can set impossible standards for beauty, success, and also happiness. As a result, people may start expecting their own lives to look just as perfect and good as those others, but it's simply just not going to be realistic. This can lead to disappointment and frustration when real life doesn't match what we always see online. In conclusion, comparing ourselves on social media is harmful because it lowers our self-confidence, it increases anxiety and depression, and it also creates a very unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. Social media only shows mainly the highlight reels, but not the full picture of somebody's life. So not everything you see on social media is gonna be realistic. Something that may look as perfect is not always gonna be that in reality. The next time you find yourself and starting to compare, scrolling and starting to compare, try to remember that what you see isn't completely the truth. Everybody has struggles, and even if they don't post about them, that doesn't mean they won't have any, like, that they're hiding. People mainly just post whatever they feel like it, but it has to be as look as a perfect thing, but it really isn't always on the outside or behind the scenes, I should say. Focusing on your own life instead of comparing it to others can make a big and amazing difference on how you feel about yourself. So don't always compare what you see online or others to your life, and live your life as best as you can or how you feel.